are going viral with Odell Beckham playing in a new city. It's only right that he buys himself a new car. Check out this custom OBJ dog pound, orange Rolls Royce.
Oh, the
he treated himself
Rolls
to.
Royce truck?
The best part, a custom The Catch hood ornament.
Oh.
Take a look at that.
Okay, he all in.
Man. The Rolls Royce truck.
That's special.
You don't see those. I don't think I've ever seen a Rolls Royce truck even in New York City.
No, I've seen one.
Yeah, never seen. Wow.
Not an orange one though.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think somebody gonna steal that hood ornament. Y'all need to get a low jack on that hood ornament because I think someone's gonna snatch that when he pops up. Someone's gonna have that one on the necklace.
The base price of that is smooth $325,000. So that one probably nice $500,000.
Yeah, you're gonna need some other rims on the car in them Ohio roads now. Trump ain't releasing that money to repair them, bro. The rims gonna do some damage. I'm just telling you.
Oh, I love you, Chris.
Back to the destructive article that came out yesterday describing the Lakers' dysfunction in detail. Among the accusations, Magic Johnson was described as a bully. GM Rob Palinka doesn't always seem to tell the truth. And LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, was described as a culture killer, advocating for Luke Walton to be gone as early as November of last season. Antoine, who is to blame for the Lakers' dysfunction?
Well, you got to start up top. Obviously, you got to start with Jenny. She's probably the first person you want to start with. I say she takes 50% of it, and then Magic takes the other 50%. I think, one, she did a terrific job in hiring Magic Johnson, somebody she believed and trusted in, she put her faith in, and she did a good job. But you can't hire Magic Johnson, a guy who's a great businessman, who's built his empire to $600 million, and what he says, to not give him full control. And obviously, he did not have full control of this team. Not being able to pick his coach and bring his coach in, not being able to hire and fire the people that he wanted to hire and fire. She held tight on some people and questioned some moves when he wanted to get rid of them. But when you give a guy like Magic Johnson total control, you got to believe that he knows he's doing the right thing. And obviously, he showed you that when he was able to land the best player in the world in LeBron James. You have to sit back and trust him. And he was going to build it. He had an idea and a plan to build this thing up, to get the team back to championship level, and she was not willing to part ways in her friendship with different people in the organization, whether that was friends, whether that was the Ramses. Obviously, Rob Palinka, for some odd reason, has a hold on her. Maybe it's got something to do with Kobe. You never know what's going on with that. But if you're going to give it to Magic, you got to give him full control and let him go in there and pick his own staff. The only mistake I thought Magic really made, I thought when he took over the job, he should have hired his own staff. Whether that's the head coach, the scouts, his brain trust, the people that he was going to believe in, even if he had to take Rob Palinka. Everybody else around me would have been my guys that I trust, especially if I know I was not going to be in the office every day and not be able to police things on every day. That staff would have been all my guys that I trust to go out and scout for me, do all my going to colleges, overseas, the things that's needed on a day-to-day basis. I would have had that in place, and along with the coach.
Yeah, Jenny Buss has to take a lot of the blame for it because she's the owner of the team, and she hired and appointed these people. She hired Rob Palinka. She hired Magic Johnson. It was never going to be a relationship that was going to work. So who's going to take responsibility for that? The person who hired them should have done that. Magic Johnson never had a chance because he never had realistic expectations. What Magic was trying to accomplish in doing that part-time, they just don't go together. Now, you're right. He should have hired his own staff from the beginning. Someone who would know. Like, you need a certain agreement so that you know in this partnership, this is exactly what I'm going to do so we can get realistic expectations. Because if you expect me to be here 10 or 12 hours and I'm not there, there is a certain amount of disappointment in doing that. So that was not clear, and Jenny Buss should have been able to clear that up from the beginning. But the Lakers, there's been one constant through this last 6 years where them and the Knicks, they have lost the same number of games as the New York Knicks. Worst franchises in the NBA.
Most in basketball.
Yes. So who's been the consistent in that? That's been the owner. She was there before, she was there during, and she's one of the few there after. So to me, The buck stops right with her. And to me, it's not going to get any better anytime soon because she's extended all of her relationships. I mean, Magic Johnson, all right, he's running basketball operations. Kobe Bryant's agent is the general manager. I got Linda Rambis. I'm sending information to her, seeing if she likes it. Her husband's working. They want him to be on the staff. I got Jason Kidd, who potentially can be the coach of the next time. It's a mess, and it's not going to get any better. Free agency, to me, Nick, is not unless they pulled an upset and Kawhi went there, or they were able to pull off the Anthony Davis trade. To me, this is just the beginning of LeBron James ending his career with regret, choosing the Los Angeles Lakers.
I just can't believe that the Lakers are finding themselves on today's date, what's it, May 29th, find themselves here when on April 9th, Magic gave them an escape route. There's a downside to hiring legends. One day you sometimes got to fire a legend. And so there's the downside to hiring Magic and then learning, wait, he and Rob don't seem to work well together. They don't like each other. As an added downside, Magic seems to have a somewhat archaic view of how to build a basketball team by going after the Lance Stephensons, Michael Beasleys of the world. But can you fire Magic? Can you fire the greatest Laker ever? Don't need to. He walks out the door. Walks out. Rob Palinka is a guy that clearly, as you said in the lead-in, has a reputation not just from other agents, but of being a little duplicitous, not necessarily always shooting straight with you. And so even if Kobe's got a great relationship with him, doesn't mean everyone does. And Magic gave you the opportunity to have a hard reset. The moment they decided we are not taking that opportunity, then what you must do is get in front of a camera and say, I love Magic like a brother, but as president of the Lakers, he was the problem. Rob Palinka is the solution. Rob is our guy. Who drafted, even if it's lies, who drafted Kyle Kuzma? Rob.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Who found
Absolutely.
the things we've done right were Rob. The things we did poorly were Magic. Rob is here 18 hours a day. Magic was here 18 minutes a day. Whatever you got to do. That's the cost of doing business. The reason you don't always do business with friends and family is sometimes you got to do cutthroat business things. But instead, to have Magic walk away, to never get in front of a camera, to have a botched coaching search and just say, we're not filling the position. And what you allow is in the void, these stories. In the void, these leaks. You have a story that to me was the primary sources were coaches who were angry they got fired, former members of Luke Walton's staff, because Luke Walton didn't get a hair of criticism in this article. And even if he wasn't the biggest part of the problem, he wasn't part of the solution either. And agents and other executives that have an axe to grind either with Rich Paul or they just want to see the Lakers fail. The Lakers have been dancing through the raindrops for the entirety of their history. Like, oh, could they hit a downside? Oh, wait, Shaquille O'Neal wants to sign there. Like, Kobe's era is going to end poorly. Oh, how about Powell just comes over for his brother, who at the time, nobody knew what he was going to be. People have been waiting for the Lakers to fail for a long time. So, of course, now that they're vulnerable, they're going to pick at them, they're going to leak things, they're going to do all these things. It is Jeannie Buss's job to stem that. And there is an element to me of almost the way she has been covered in this of what I would call almost a reverse sexism, which was, I think she was initially treated with kid gloves by the media in a way her brothers wouldn't have been, because understandably, I think most progressive-minded people, fair-minded people were very happy to see a woman be in this position of power in major American sports leadership ownership. We hadn't really seen that. But now you have to remove that, anything from it, say man, woman, whatever. Are you doing a good job? Are you equipped for this job? And Jeannie Buss has given no indication that she is. And the fact that Linda Rambis is the shadow owner of this team, like, you got to be kidding me.
Well, all the dirty laundry is being aired out, and we continue to see that. But Antoine, from your perspective, where do the Lakers go from here? I mean, we can point to Jeannie Buss and say about ownership, but she also has the final say in a lot of things that are happening. What do you think the Lakers can do now at this point?
Well, they got to get in the free agency and try to land some, another talented player to play alongside LeBron James. And also try to figure out what are you going to do with these young guys. You got some talent there. You don't have to. And eventually we got to stop calling them young guys because they're starting to get to their third, fourth year. So these guys can play. So you're going to eventually. Do you believe in this core guys that you brought in, that you drafted to get you over the hump to play with LeBron James? You have to make that decision. Obviously, you're going to go after the best free agents that's out there. It's still LA. Let's understand that. And you still have LeBron James on the team. So it's still a lot of value in the team. It's just a matter of who you go out there and who you can, get to come aboard. I don't think players look at what's going on in the front office. I think players look at more situations where how much money they can make, what's the situation going to be for them on the court, off the court. I don't think they look at everything that's going on up top. I mean, it plays a little part, but I don't think it plays the big enough part for them not to want to go to L.A. L.A. is still L.A. and it's still one of the best free agency destinations.
And if they don't get a free agent this summer, they screwed up 2 seasons because they punted a bit on last year to keep the cap space open for this year. They weren't going to get a superstar alongside LeBron, but they could have gotten better complementary pieces, maybe hit the side of the bracket that Portland hit, make a run in the playoffs. Instead, they punted somewhat. They thought they'd make the playoffs, so they punted on 19 in order to go after it in 20. They might, if they miss, they punted on 2 years.
Free agency is going to be fun. Antoine, thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate it. Coming up is Kawhi, the best player in the finals. That's next on First Things First.
Kawhi told me he'll lock you up right now.